Recorded Books presents You're One, a Henderson family spin-off novel by Monica Walters, narrated by Dylan Ford and Taryn Henry. Hello, readers. Thank you for purchasing and/or downloading this book. This work of art contains explicit language, moments of depression, and lewd sex scenes. This book is an insta-love story, as most of my books tend to be. If any of the previously mentioned offend you or serve as triggers for unpleasant times, please do not read. This is a Henderson family saga spin-off novel. There are some issues that are spoken of in this book that happened in previous books, mainly in A Countryhood Christmas with the Hendersons, Where is the Love, Don't Walk Away, and Healing for My Soul, that I don't go into great detail about. It's in your best interest to read them in this order, though, because you won't understand by only picking up those four. Here's the list. The Countryhood Love Stories. 8 Seconds to Love, Legend and Harper. Breaking Barriers to Your Heart, Red and Shayna. Training My Heart to Love You, Zayson and Cortland. The Hendersons. Blindsided by Love, Storm and Aspen. Ignite My Soul, Jasper and Chastity. Come and Get Me, Tiffany and Ryder. In Way Too Deep, Kenny and Keisha. You Belong to Me, Shilu and Cass. Found Love in a Rider, Malachi and Danica. Let Me Ride, Aston and Vita. Better the Second Time Around, Chrissy and Lakeith. I Wish I Could Be the One, Janira and Carter. I Wish I Could Be the One Too, WJ and Olivia. Put That on Everything, a Henderson family novella, all the Hendersons and spouses. What's It Gonna Be, Marcus and Sunitha. Someone Like You, Nisha and Lennox. A Countryhood Christmas with the Hendersons, all the Hendersons featuring Nate Guillory. Where is the Love, Jessica and Brixton. Don't Walk Away, Dakari and Thais. Healing for My Soul, Jakari and Yendi. This book also contains characters from my Written Between the Page series. The Devil Goes to Church 2 gives background information on Nate's biological father, David Guillory, and his relationship with Raquel and Noah. Book 2, The Book of Noah, gives details as to how David died. The Revelations of Ryan Jr. is Book 3, but there is no pertinent info there. Finally, Book 4, The Rebirth of Noah, details the relationship between Noah and TAZ. While it isn't necessary to read this series to understand what's going on, again, it will give you the background information that I don't go into great detail about. Also, please remember that your reality isn't everyone's reality. What may seem unrealistic to you could be very real for someone else. But also keep in mind that, despite the previous statement, this is a fictional story. If you are okay with the previously mentioned warnings, I hope that you enjoy the story of Nate Guillory and Kenya Zenith. Monica. P.S. TAZ and Taryn are the same person. Kenya typically refers to her sister as Taryn, and Nate calls her TAZ, her stage name.
Prologue. Nate. When I got to my mother's house, I could feel my irritation heighten. This conversation was long overdue, and it was partially my fault why it hadn't been had yet. I was way too angry to talk to her about it, after I learned more about my deceased father. Although the man she told me was my father had died years ago, she didn't tell me he was my father until after his death. She should have just kept that shit to herself at that point. It wasn't like I could establish a relationship with him. Knowing he was my dad wasn't for my benefit, though. I realized years later what it was all about. She needed me to benefit.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?